Well, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Well, I have made some serious headway in my slot car track layout. Behind me on my table is what I think is going to be the final layout that I'm super happy with. Let's take a closer look at it. So here is my layout. And if you are into the slot car world, and if you follow any other folks on YouTube that are slot car centric channels, then this layout may look somewhat familiar. I have taken some serious cues from MP Slot Car. I really liked how his track layout looked, and well, it fit in my limited space. My table is 5 foot wide and 14 feet long. However, I cannot stand this whitewash paneling on the back wall here and on the side wall. And we are going to take care of that today. This is our first step in what is my favorite part of model railroading and now slot car track building, and that is scenery work. Today we are going to make clouds in that background. And to do so, we will be using this. This is paper that I picked up today from Hobby Lobby. As you can see, it has cloud backgrounds. And it is only $5.49 for a 4 foot by 12 foot roll. I picked up 3 of these rolls. This is the type of paper that, it says it right there, bulletin board paper. A lot of teachers use this in the classroom. And I want to be attaching that to this wall with just some double-sided tape. I don't want to make this anything too permanent that I cannot remove relatively easily in the future if necessary. So let's get started on it. Now, I'm not going to bore you and spend all the time showing you how to install paper onto wood with tape. I'm sure that's pretty self-explanatory. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get it done. We're going to show you what it looks like, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do to help make it not look so odd as if there's just sky going from top right to bottom, because that just would not look right. But we'll get to that once I get this installed. Well, it's up. Is it perfect? Oh, heck no. But it was cheap, and I like cheap. Looks better than the plain old white wood slatted walls behind it though. Now, if you can see behind me, you'll notice that some of it's lighter and some of it's darker. Well, that's my fault because I'm a dum-dum sometimes. And I did not realize that these rolls went from light to dark or dark to light. And in order to get it to fit behind my table, I had to cut it in half. So, that side's a little bit darker than this side. But that brings me to a really cool idea. Now, this idea that I have, don't know if I'm going to be able to pull it off, but I'm sure as heck going to try. As you all well know, well, if you do know, maybe you don't, but I'm a model railroader at heart. That's what I started this channel. It's what I started in my hobbies. And we do a lot of what are called background structures. And if you don't know what those are buildings that are only yay wide. All you see basically are the fronts and maybe a little bit of the sides. And those are meant to go up against, well, walls. So I'm going to do background structures all along the back of this layout. And I might even try something else that's going to make this corner really cool. If I can get it to work, that is. I have seen people on the YouTubes make electric storm clouds out of chicken wire and LEDs and cotton. And how cool would that be to make that like a dark area of a storm coming, and maybe have some clouds hanging from the ceiling, because I can't speak English sometimes. But I think that'd be a really cool idea, and that would make a really great video if I can figure out how to do it as well. One piece of advice I will give to anybody, whether you're doing model railroading or a slot car table like this, if your table is up against a wall and you do plan on putting a background against a wall, do it before you install the table, please, for the love of God. This table is so overbuilt, I can't move it without taking it apart, and that's just not going to happen. If this table would not have been in the way, I could have used these full sheets, not have to come in half, and it'd been a lot easier to put up. As you can see, there's some wrinkles and stuff in this. That's because I had to tuck this in behind the table as I was putting it in. Let's get a closer look at the wrinkles. Right there's a big one. You know, and I don't mind the wrinkles quite so much. It gives it a little bit of, I guess you'd say, texture, and make it look more like, I don't know, maybe a sky, not just some flat piece of paper. But this is what I am working with right now. Again, my table is 5 feet deep, 14 feet long. If you have anything like this and you're willing to cut the rolls in half, well, you only need to buy 1 instead of 3. Looks like I'm taking 2 back to the store. Regardless, I think it turned out pretty nifty. I know it's not perfect. It does not look good. Well, not doesn't look good. It doesn't look as good as a professional photographic backdrop I see a lot of model railroaders have, or even if I would have put up some hardboard and painted it blue and painted my clouds myself, because the pattern does repeat a lot on this, especially this little long lighter piece. But you know what? It is what it is, and like I said, it was cheap. Well, let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the cheap school paper board background that I used today in this little video. It's not perfect, of course. We could have done better with other materials, but it was quick, it was easy, and well, it was cheap. Now that this is done, I want to thank you for your time, but before you leave, I want to show you something else. Check it out. It's an HO scale white kit from Auto World. This is their deluxe pit kit, and I will be building this on my next video. So if you want to learn how to put one of these little HO scale pit kits together, come check it out. They're pretty cool. I've done a few in the past, lots of little parts, but it's pretty neat building your own slot car. So come check that out next week. And as always, folks, thank you for spending your time with me. God bless and take care, everyone.